Welcome to Talk Birdie To Me with former world number 16 Nick O'Hearn and Tour Pro Mark Allen, live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our great partners, Titleist, they're the clear number one ball in golf. FootJoy are the number one shoe and glove in golf. Driving a BMW is like hitting a perfect shot, smooth, controlled and powerful. Ping, they'll help you play your best. The Golf Clearance Outlet beat everyone's prices. And Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. Now, from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, it's time for Talk Birdie To Me.
G'day everybody, welcome to the program. This is a feedback pod where Scottie Scheffler is going to have some focus.
First of all, a couple of comments though, and a couple of questions actually. This one from Mark. G'day guys, I'm wondering if you or anyone you know has battled tennis elbow. I've got a partial tear in my left arm. I'm right-handed. It's been about a month and I'm really missing golf. I'm putting and chipping, but I'm trying left-handed, which doesn't hurt too much. Love the pod. Love the YouTube channel. Mark from Gisborne in Victoria.
Righto, Marco. Look, if Voltaren's not working and you do have a tear, then you need to repair that thing before it tears anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's funny, I get tennis elbow every once in a while. It's funny, I never got it when I was a tennis player, when I was playing tennis for recreation instead of golf, which I do these days. But I get it every once in a while, and it's always minor.
Okay.
And
anything help you in particular?
Yeah, Voltaren gets rid of it straight away. And then what I do is I have Voltaren, it gets the swelling down, then I don't play golf for a while.
Okay. I've never had it myself.
You've never had it?
Yeah. No, my wife Alana, she's going through it at the moment. Her right arm, she does play tennis and got right into the golf, but can't at the moment just because it's just too hard to.
It's very painful.
I've got a cousin, Nick, and Nick is a tennis player who gets tennis elbow when he plays golf. He can't play golf at the moment. The thing is almost ripped off the bone.
Wow.
So he's having a long rest. I mean, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. But go see someone. Go see a specialist. Don't just sit there with pain. No. Go and have it looked at.
Yeah, and Voltaren can help, but it's not a cure.
Not good for your tummy. No. Yeah, you can't take too much of it. So what I do is if I've got it, and I can feel it coming on. Where do you
feel it? Where?
Right there, sort of.
Oh, okay.
It's an awkward spot.
Is more down here, so maybe not.
And it hurts you when you don't expect it. You know, you just pick something up. You go, ow.
Yeah, right.
It's a weird one.
I couldn't even pick up like a jar. Like it was just extraordinary. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, got a message here. This is from wolfpacker Tom in Arizona.
Not Tom, who ranked the desert courses for us. Tom.
Exactly the same.
Hey,
the one
and only.
Now, Tom has said here, seeing Richard Green's recent win makes me wonder if, Nick, you have considered the Champions Tour. If you decide to give Q School a go, it's typically held at TPC Scottsdale, 10 minutes from our house. You are welcome to crash at our joint.
Wow.
Tommy's joint.
I'd be up to caddy for you as well. I have got hundreds of rounds on that course. Love the pod, Tom.
Fabulous. Oh, thanks, Tom. I appreciate the offer.
What about Alana? Could Alana stay there as well?
Well, yeah, it depends on how big Tom's place is, I guess.
Maybe.
But don't worry, unfortunately, it probably won't happen because I get asked that question a lot. You know, you're over 50, you're going to get out on Champions or something, but that would require travel and practice, and two things I don't really do much anymore. Never say never. I mean, I've always thought I may go play some Legends Tour event stuff in Europe because I am exempt over there, which is nice. But in the US, I would have to go to the first stage of qualifying school because I never won over there. So it'd be a tough ask.
It's funny, I jumped in the car this weekend and you must have been on 3AW.
Oh, yeah.
For something because they were talking about you.
It was before the football, because and my Dockers won, by the way. So
the Dockers are in the finals. No, they did very well, but they were talking about you, and they were talking about exactly that. So I missed your interview.
Okay,
hopefully you spoke nicely about the program.
Of course, I even mentioned you actually.
Did you?
Oh yeah, of course.
In a bad way,
and our podcast.
Yeah, okay,
in a good way. Come on,
thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
But they were talking about he's staying here in Melbourne, and he could be out there making millions and millions of dollars on the Champions Tour.
If only it was that simple. Yeah, I mean, people don't realise how good those guys are that are out there playing, and how much effort and work you got to put in to do it.
That's right. And I think those guys, they kept playing.
They did.
And I don't know how.
You got to stay competitive.
You've got to stay competitive.
Yeah.
Now, this is a message from George. George has said, hello, guys. I was interested, Mark, in your comments recently about Scottie Scheffler's footwork, and I thought you may be interested in some comments that Johnny Miller made about them. Here is the link, and I'll play that in a moment. Also, Scotty has a flying right elbow, which was thought to be a no-no until Jack Nicklaus came onto the scene.
That's right.
And I wonder about your thoughts on that. Love the podcast.
Yeah, okay, well, let's have a listen.
Yeah, Scotty's got sort of an old-fashioned swing. When you watch his club, most guys are playing the club is coming in like this and then going that way. He goes like Jack, and even the way I swung with, especially my irons, right up the line and right down the line.
Yeah.
And it keeps the face square longer. So I think that's an advantage. And it also, when you're this way, you can get out of the rough a lot better than the guys that are going inside and going through all the grass behind the ball, So, yeah, he's got some unusual footwork, but a little bit like Calcavecchia and Greg Norman with the right foot coming into the ball. The right foot pulls this way.
They did, didn't they?
Yeah, they pull it in and it sort of hits a high fade. When you make that move with the right foot, pulling it back in the hitting zone, it's a high fade, in which Jack loves that high fade. So,
Question over here in the back left, Amon.
Incidentally, I've never heard my swing analyzed that way. He was dead on. That was really good.
thanks.
That was really good.
Yeah, they're complimenting each other. That's great. Yeah.
No, that was brilliant to
Yeah.
listen to, wasn't it? Two complete flushes. One of the greatest players we'll probably ever see ever, Jack Nicklaus, and one of the greatest iron players that the game has ever seen in Johnny Miller.
Yeah, so for our audio listeners, what Johnny was talking about was the club was staying on line of the path, coming straight down and straight through rather than inside to inside.
Yeah.
Okay, so the club face is actually staying on path a lot longer for himself, Jack and Scotty, and I mean the other player, I only heard, but who did that as well as anyone was Byron Nelson, the same sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that you just, you've got more time for that club face to just stay as square as long as you want, rather than just at the moment of impact, it's got to be square and you got to, work it to get there.
Yeah, that's right. And Lee Trevino was the other one. Lee Trevino, he took it outside on the way back, looped it in, and then pushed the club very square. There's one of the most magnificent post-impact shots you'll ever see, and I'll find it for you, Dan, and we'll put it up for everybody who's on YouTube.
Okay.
But it is you can see the sand of the divot and the club and the ball all in one line
in the face,
from Lee Trevino. Now,
beautiful.
You're right. Johnny Miller was motioning with his hand. The best way to describe it, I think, would be think of someone who putts and tries to keep the putter square on the line the whole way versus somebody like Ben Crenshaw who goes inside and outside. And
so square to square, yeah.
That's right. So Tiger Woods, for instance, he would take the club back open and then release the club back through in his putting stroke. But the way Johnny Miller described Jack's swing was absolutely perfect. And Jack was chuffed, wasn't he?
He was, so he loved it. Yeah.
He was absolutely chuffed to hear someone describe it like that.
I think that the only way you can get to that point is with a high finish. And if you watched Johnny Miller in the day, Jack in the day, and even Scottie Scheffler, he has a very high finish.
Greg?
Follow through. And Norman was exactly the same, I saw a different interview with Jack recently. He might have done something with Trevor Immelman. And they were talking about, Jack spoke about his putting. I don't know if you've seen this. And he spoke about getting underneath the putt and he would aim left and almost push it in. So that way he would take the left side of the hole out of play or left of the hole.
Same with his driving.
Because he says, look, if I aim left edge, then I've got 4 1/4 inches to hit the ball into. Whereas if I aim middle, I've got 2 1/8 either side. And then with the driver, if he aims left edge of the fairway, he's got 40 yards as opposed to aiming up the middle, and he's got 20 and 20. So it's a fascinating way to look at the game.
I heard the way he described his putting, and to me, it was a mini Lee Trevino. Lee Trevino opened stance, kind of aiming left.
He got under it is what he was talking about.
That's right, and taking it outside and then opening the club through impact.
Incredible.
It's interesting the way. I love hearing.
I'm not sure you'd teach that to the everyday golfer.
No way in the world.
However, for golfers that practice probably 10 hours out of 24 in a day, well then it can be done.
Yeah, but I just love hearing the greats talk about the way they played. And if you get on YouTube, there are so many incredible videos of Phil Mickelson talking about the way that he chips. Now, not everyone can do what he was doing.
No, I wouldn't teach the way.
No, but it's still unreal to hear him talk about, you you only have the ball back or you have the ball forward. Now, I've seen videos of him recently where he said, no, look, that wasn't quite right. Sometimes the ball is in the middle. But he was trying to simplify it for YouTube watchers. Anyway, I reckon some of the great golf content is listening to the greatest players of all time talk about how they putted or chipped or how they hit the ball.
Well, the other one was Scottie Scheffler recently down. I know you got the video of him talking to about Tiger when he played that round of golf, and it changed everything.
I haven't heard
Have
this.
a listen to this.
Biggest takeaway from playing with Tiger was the amount of intensity that he took to every shot, and that's something I've talked with a lot of guys about. And Tiger was just so different in a sense of the way he approached each shot. It was like the last shot he was ever going to hit. I mean, I've only played with Tiger once in a tournament. I played with him in the 2020 COVID Masters, and I think he made a 10 on the 12th hole, and he birdied, I think, 5 of the last 6. And it was like, what's this guy still playing for him? He's won the Masters 4 or 5 times, and best finish he's going to have is like 20th place at this point. And I just admired the intensity that he brought to each round, and that's something that I try to emulate. I think, if I'm going to take time to come out here each week, like it's not an easy thing to play golf tournament. Like if I'm going to take a week off, I might as well just stay home. I'm not going to come out here to take a week off. And so if I'm playing in a tournament, I'm going to give it my all, and it's really all it boils down to. The biggest change I felt like I made my first couple years on tour to 2022 was the question always was, hey, how come you haven't won? And the reason I felt like I hadn't won yet is I hadn't put myself in position enough times. I'd only played in a couple final groups. I always found myself just a little bit on the outside looking in, and that's one of the things I learned from playing with Tiger. I was like, we're in 20th place or whatever going into Sunday at the Masters. Tiger's won 5 Masters. He's got no chance of winning the tournament. And we showed up on the first hole, and I was watching him read his putt, and I was like, oh, my gosh. Like, this guy is in it right now. And that was something that I thought about for a long time, and I felt like a change I needed to make was bringing that same intensity to each round and each shot. And I feel like the reason I've had success in these tournaments is, like, I don't hit the ball the furthest. Like, the things that I do on the golf course, other people can do. I think it's just the amount of consistency and the intensity that I bring to each round of golf is not taking shots off, not taking rounds off, not taking tournaments off. Like, when I show up at a tournament, I'm here for a purpose, and that's to compete hard, and you compete hard on every shot. And I think it's a lot easier said than done, and I think I've been in a good headspace the last couple of years where I've been able to stand up over a ball and focus on what I'm doing and just try and pull it off.
That's why he's number 1 in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting hearing people like Scotty talk about being impressed with others. I mean, everyone's impressed with Tiger Woods, I imagine, when you played, even when you were beating him, Nick, a couple of times. You would have picked up stuff where you would have just gone, wow, have a look at this.
The intensity was unbelievable.
But I reckon there would also come, the amount of people following Tiger, it never changed. I don't think you could turn up and not do that. Because you'd want to entertain. I think
he's there.
In the back of his mind is, I'm not letting these people down. They've all come out to see me. It is 5 deep wherever I go. Yeah. I can't just lollygag around the joint.
Michael Jordan was very much the same that way. In basketball, he always said, look, if I'm going to be out here on the court, I've got to give these people my best effort, and they pay money to come see me. And it's similar in that instance. And even the previous video we watched with Jack Nicklaus, I always remember him talking about every shot he ever hit, whether it was practice, in the tournament, whatever, he gave it his full attention every single time. And it's hard to do because you get on the range and you just kind of loosen up and warm up or whatever, or you might be out playing a practice swing and you're just hitting a couple and you're not really thinking too much about it. But if you can actually do that every single time you get over a golf ball, like, I'm fully focused, I'm fully locked in. Yeah. I know you may not hit good shots all the time, but man, it's going to improve your golf so much in the long run.
Yeah, that's right. And I think, look, if you're a young fella or a young lady and you're trying to make golf your profession and win lots of money, it's a pretty good attitude to have. You want to start working on that one pretty soon. Yeah. But if you're a weekend warrior, you've spoken about this before, turning off in between shots and then giving full focus is the way to go. Otherwise, no one will want to play with you anymore. You want to be good company on the golf course because, that's, I would say, more than half of why I play these days is company and to socialise. And, when I was a kid, I used to try my best to play shoot the lowest score I could. These days, I try my best to have a great time. So
But at
it
the same-
changes. Golf's different for everyone.
No, I get that, but
Yeah.
but I know when we have played, whenever you step into the ball, you're locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is how it should
well,
be.
I want to beat you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Boys, that's it. Also, Mark, you are playing Royal Melbourne this weekend, so we are very keen next week to get a report.
Yes, well, I've been told they're going to have the red carpet rolled out for me, so I can't wait for that. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, see you boys.
See ya.
Talk Birdie To Me with Nick O'Hearn and Mark Allen comes live from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters. And thanks to our fantastic partners, Titleist is the clear #1 ball in golf. FootJoy, the #1 shoe and glove in golf. BMW, luxury and comfort for the 19th hole. Ping, they'll help you play your best. Better, the fastest and easiest betting app in Australia. And the Golf Clearance Outlet, who beat everyone's prices. Wherever you listen or watch, we'd love you to subscribe and maybe leave a review. Talk Birdie To Me's executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, with sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com. And now from Titleist and FootJoy headquarters, that's been Talk Birdie To Me.
Wow, that's mind-blowing. I mean, it feels so solid.
That's as consistent as it gets.
Oh my gosh, it's good, man. You know, hot.
I'm glad if they play a different driver, because I know this one's the best.
It's the best feeling driver I've ever hit.